He was just an ordinary patrolman in an ordinary town, but he was forcibly sent to the city to participate in the investigation of the case. When he first arrived at the scene, he was just patrolling the scene carelessly, but he soon turned his attention to the apartment opposite, because from the analysis of the bloodstains on the ground, the victim was not only moved, but also facing the window opposite. He deliberately went into the opposite room to check, and sure enough, there was a tilted chair. So he put the chair in the right position and sat on it without hesitation. Only then did he find with horror that he could see the entire process of the police handling the case from here. Obviously, the murderer had admired his masterpiece here, but coincidentally, he had also personally investigated a similar case in the police station 5 years ago, and the murderer's method was basically the same as this case. This made him immediately associate the two cases together. However, his strong insight attracted the attention of the sheriff in charge of the case, and he hoped that he could continue to assist him in solving the case, because in the past 2 months, 5 similar cases have occurred, and the police have not found even a single suspect. Now his superiors dispatched him back to the police station to catch the murderer as soon as possible. The next day, the man went directly to the forensic room. It happened that the forensic doctor was his familiar partner. She had just completed the autopsy on the deceased. She found that the deceased also had a bite mark on his body, and it was exactly the same as the previous deceased, but she could not extract a saliva sample. At the same time, she also found that the murderer had a special habit, which was to shave the leg hair of all the deceased. However, his purpose of coming here was not only to understand the body, but also to retrieve the forensic report of the case 5 years ago. Although his friend agreed to help, he also reminded him that there should be no more accidents, otherwise God would not protect him. In order to thank his friend for helping him, the man invited her to have a meal in the restaurant. When the two recalled their experiences of the past, the forensic doctor took out a bunch of ordinary keys, but the decorations on the keychain represented the secrets they guarded together. The man returned to the crime scene again to find more overlooked details, but as soon as he opened the refrigerator next to him, the landlord suddenly broke in. She was very puzzled that the man would appear here, but he asked the landlord how long the refrigerator had been broken, and the landlord did not know the specific date. The man asked and learned that the refrigerator broke down about a week ago.